everyone. Welcome to another episode of Lit with Lenin. Good morning. Make coffee. It's evening for me. I have to go make some tea to help me relax later. Arif Hassan says big hand waving. So we have Matt with us, and Janet is sick today. So please.
Are you drinking like weird like mountain weed tea?
Yeah.
Like the stuff that makes the goats get funny?
I don't know what it is. It's called Crimean bouquet tea.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it helps.
It smells like the right of return.
It helps you relax and sleep. So as long as it helps me relax, who am I to complain about what's in the bouquet?
Yeah.
In the Crimean bouquet tea.
I fucking hate tea. Like I really do. I don't understand it. It all tastes exactly the same to me.
No, it does not.
Oh, it absolutely does.
No, it does not. Indian
the
tea.
The only teas that like I can't say for sure taste exactly the same are the ones I cannot get past my nose. Like
whatever.
Same thing with olives.
Fine. Sure. Whatever. Those are your hot takes on olives and tea.
It's like
I don't have that many hot food takes actually. Good.
It's like I don't know. It's like I don't eat olives. I don't drink tea. Everything else is fine. Honestly, I've got a very open-minded and adventurous palate. But like, do not try to trick me into eating an olive. Like, and I get mad because people like don't believe me that like I fucking hate olives, and like they're always like, no, eat this olive. It comes from the same tree and it's made the same way, but trust us, it's different because it's a slightly different color. This one's purple instead of black death. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's like I think mostly like, oh yeah, you're eating it because you soaked it in vodka first. There's a very short list of things that don't get aggressively more edible when they're soaked in vodka. Sorry, I could vamp on olives for a while.
Go for it. I mean, we have all night long.
Well, until the tea kicks in.
Well, I haven't even set it to boil yet. I usually, when we take a break, I'll set it to boil. But let's get started. So let's start with what's going on in Lithuania. So,
all right, was there a specific article for that? I've only seen like
that's a
posting.
Video. I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Video. So Lithuania joins the European family. Farmers in Lithuania are pouring milk on the ground to protest the low purchase prices because milk has fallen from 47 cents to 27 cents per liter, and manufacturing.
What is it with these like white Aryan crackers on like two continents protesting like their distaste with the current social order by like just wasting vast quantities of milk?
I don't
know. We
got
it with like the Proud Boys over here that are just like chugging like gallons of thick viscous estrogen liquid because like they're like demonstrating their dominance of like lactose tolerance because like.
Hold on. This is a funny one from Dunk's. Mom, the Lithuanian kulaks are starting the milk holodomor again.
Yes.
But yeah, I always make this thing. They're like,
it's utter chaos.
Hold on. I have to get this out of my chest. Okay, so they say that soy has estrogen, but what do you think has more estrogen? The thing squirted out of a lactating 1,000-pound cow has way more estrogen than anything.
No, that's like it's like thick, viscous estrogen liquid, like and like we're manly men. We're just
lactating cow.
Yeah, exactly. Like a cow is like nature is like a tank made of estrogen.
Exactly. Like what do you got? You're drinking that. Like that's not gonna make you. If you think soy is gonna make you unmanly, the cow's milk.
Yeah, they literally like had a problem. I think it was like in the mid-90s where they were like pumping like additional hormones into cows to make them overproduce milk even more, and like the effect of it was like dudes who were drinking it were growing like huge tits. Like,
Yeah.
and like the only case of that ever happening with soy milk, it was like seriously like 3 guys in a control group where they were basically like told to consume nothing but soy. Something would have to go very wrong in your life before like soy made you grow boobs.
Yeah.
Like you're like at that point you're not eating soy to stay alive. You're eating it because like I'm pretty sure it's like a weird fetish or a religious cult because like nobody eats that much soy. Nobody eats
Exactly.
that much soy.
Exactly. But yeah, this is the really funny thing. It's like, yeah, it's coming out of a. But anyway, so the Lithuanian kulaks are at it again, dumping down the milk. And it's funny because when the Soviet Union was breaking up, the Lithuanian fasci people tried to explain them that Lithuania was going to be more like Denmark.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's not what happened.
It's like
Basically,
aim higher, aim higher. Why do like reactionaries always think so low of themselves? It's like, oh, we could be like Denmark. Why do I want to be German Sweden? Like that's two shitty things.
yeah, especially when you were the Soviet Union.
Well, no. This was when they were Danonizing, or however like the word goes. That was before the Soviet Union.
Oh,
After,
that was in 1930s. I forgot.
yeah,
That was their.
yeah, that was when they were like just like like learning to like read their own language, like basically, but like and like solely for the purpose of like operating the lever on the German ovens, but like the uh, what was the what were we talking about? I totally lost the train of thought.
Danization of Lithuania.
Oh, right. It was after the Soviet Union. They told the Lithuanian farmers again that we can do the exact same thing we did with Danonization. That instead of being the second Denmark, we're going to be the second Finland. Like that's even worse. Now you're Baltic Sweden, and not even Baltic Sweden. You're Baltic Sweden's slow cousin. Like that's your goal in life now that like you're free of the oppression of a bilingual education.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, indeed. I don't know what else to say besides that. And this is why they have to always deny the Holocaust, because if you look at their history, it's like they were part of Asiatic Russia for thousands of years,
Yeah,
and they
well,
didn't.
like
Not thousands, hundreds of years.
Estonia was like the Reich's first Judenfrei zone, and like
Exactly.
they weren't upset about it.
No. There were only 800 German soldiers in the entire Estonia. All of it was done by local collaborators.
Yeah.
The Baltic SS. Okay, so because of this, we decided are going to rage on Denmark and make Denmark today, because there's always something rotten
in the state of Denmark. By the way, like anybody who like just can't get enough of this, just like check through my Twitter feed, search any Baltic state you can think of, and like you will find some material. I've said some wildly offensive things to people in the Baltics. Like, just go through my tweets and screenshot them all. I want like a permanent record floating around in multiple locations of every heinous thing I've ever said to and about the Baltics.
I feel like I'm a persona non.
Sorry. I'll mute myself.
And also check out our episode on Lithuania called "The Fourth Reich," where we.
I'll mute myself. You can read. How about that? Hello?
Looking at the wrong language.
Oh, wait. Say.
Because I was about to.
Oh, you were about to read the Russian one?
Language.
Yeah. You cut out. You cut out on me.
10.
Okay, you're cutting out for me, or is she cutting out for anybody else in the chat?
Russian one, it says 10 whole social. Yes, I'm cutting out, so you read.
Okay, no problemo. All right, Huysmans, the secretary of the International Social Chauvinist Bureau. Okay, there's a footnote. Let me read that. Reference is to the International Socialist Bureau, the ISB, the permanent executive and information body of the
I can
Second
read this.
International, founded by decision of the Paris International Congress in 1900 and headquartered in Brussels. Each national affiliate had 2 members on the bureau, which was to meet 4 times a year, with the executive of the Belgian Labour Party acting for it in the intervals. Emile van der Velde was chairman of the bureau and Camille Huysmans secretary. Lenin was elected June 19. What Lenin was elected RSDLP representative in 1905 and re-elected in 1912 at the 6th All-Russia Party Conference in Prague. Litvinov was appointed RSDLP representative in June 1914 at Lenin's suggestion. With the outbreak of the First World War, the ISB became a pliant tool of the social chauvinists. Its headquarters were moved to The Hague, and its activities were directed by Huysmans. Okay. So, yeah, so like everything in The Hague is bad. Like, and then that dates back to like the early 20th century. So there we go. Okay, so Huysmans, the secretary of the International Social Chauvinist Bureau, has sent a telegram of greetings to Danish minister without portfolio Stauning. The leader of the Danish quote, Social Democratic Party. The telegram reads, quote, I learned from the newspapers that you have been appointed minister. My heartiest congratulations. And so we now have 10 socialist cabinet ministers in the world. Things are moving. Best wishes, end quote. Things are indeed moving. The Second International is rapidly moving towards complete merger with national liberal politics. Quoting this... Okay.
Oh, I was just going to say in the Russian edition, he says, things are indeed...
You cut out on me. So things are indeed moving... Hello? Okay, I'm just going to keep reading.
Read it.
Okay, quoting this
go ahead.
Okay, we can like do write down notes on your phone or something about like translation errors like as I read, and then we'll get them at the end.
Okay.
How about that? Hello?
Just read it.
Okay, quoting this telegram, the Chemnitz Volksstimme. Okay, footnote on Volksstimme. Volksstimme, the People's Voice, organ of the German Social Democratic Party, published in Chemnitz from January 1891 to February 1933, followed a social chauvinist line in the First World War. Obviously not chauvinist enough. Militant organ of the extreme German opportunists and social chauvinists remarks somewhat venomously, quote, the secretary of the International Socialist Bureau unreservedly welcomes the acceptance by a social democrat of a ministerial post, and yet only shortly before the war, all party congresses and international congresses expressed sharp opposition to this, exclamation point. Times and views change on this issue and others, in quote. The Heilmans, Davids, and Sudakums are quite justified in their condescending praise of the Huysmans, Plekhanovs, and van der Veldes. Stauning recently published a letter he wrote to van der Velde. It is full of the stinging remarks a pro-German social chauvinist would write about a French social chauvinist. Among other things, Stauning boasts of the fact that we, the Danish party, have sharply and definitely disassociated ourselves from the organizationally pernicious splitting activities conducted on the initiative of the Italian and Swiss parties. God, my God, it's like just so embarrassing. So I swear, like I could like tune in to a political discussion like anywhere now with the communists and hear something like this, but like much lower stakes. But it's the same shit. Anyway, pernicious splitting activities conducted on the initiative of the Italian and Swiss parties under the name of the Zimmerwald movement. End quote. Okay, I'm getting a message from Esha that tells me to stay right there. And she will be back. So I guess I'm going to vamp on something. Uh, okay, I'll hold my place here, and I will bring up another unrelated article to avoid dead air like a hack, because I did at one point used to be on the radio, and I know how to just talk like an asshole. And it's better here because nobody will fine you if you swear during the day. All right. So I found a article on the Copenhagen Press from September 2016. And this is from the Copenhagen Post, by the way. A government of lost turtles, how Lenin remembered Denmark. The founder of the Soviet Union twice visited the Danish capital prior to World War I, finding its farming more inspiring than its politics. Wasn't it Winston Churchill who once said that Russia was a, quote, riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, end quote? To be fair, the whole quote speculated whether the key was Russian self-interest, but it fits pretty well with the recent events tying Denmark and Russia. Take Mikhail Vanin, the Russian ambassador whose unpredictability knows no bounds. Just 17 months ago, he surreally suggested Denmark, under the right circumstances, could legitimately be nuked. Wow, I like this guy. Why have I never heard of him? He is right up my alley. I don't drink, but I would buy him all the vodka he needs. And then over the summer, he hosted an event at his embassy to honor Prince Dmitry Romanov, the disputed head of this country's royal family, a resident of Denmark since 1960, who many have thought would be the last person on their invite list. Churchill didn't actually say, quote, keep your enemies closer, but he whispered a version of it to himself alongside Joseph Stalin at the Yalta Conference in 1945. The contrast is indicative of how relations between Denmark and Russia have developed over the past century. Rooted in a historical context from Peter the Great's ascension of the Round Tower in 1716 to the liberation of Bornholm, the shared Danish-Russian experience has a bittersweet fragrance. A license to Illich. Oh, wow, that's a great subtitle. Wow. Why is that? That's got to be a movie like made somewhere at some point in time. A license to Illich. During the late 19th century, relations between Denmark and Russia